Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rocha, Kwadash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder apostle, Aharawan Banyasharala of the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. Shalom to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of the earth, and the Akwathim that believe as well. I'm Nakar Harab Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. And today I'll be coming out with a lesson, and the title of this lesson is Covetousness Will Be Thy Fall. And as we know and understand, who's the most covetous man on the planet? Aisha. Well, that's going to be his downfall. And of course, his manifold wickedness as well. But mainly his covetousness. Because this devil sees resources, he sees things, and what does he do? He doesn't come peacefully and be like, hey, let's say you have a resource that that could be very beneficial to me. Hey, let's do some business together, and further help each other move, further each other's, we'll say, way of living. Nah, this devil see it and want to take it all. Don't want to give it to nobody, want to hoard everything, but then want the audacity, and then gets the gumption and audacity to want people to come to him for stuff. But nonetheless, covetousness will be this devil's fall. This is going to cause his ultimate demise. Joel. And also, it's going to get him into a war, as we see it happening right now. Let's go to Joel chapter 2, verse 20. It says, "But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face towards the east, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea. His stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things." So it's going to get to a point to where the Lord is going to remove the Babylonian brigandine, into a far off land. What do we see right now? Has not President Babylon gave an order to go over into Iran for whatever reason? Do we not see that? Is it not a super carrier headed that way right now? And, my elder, he was saying, that's tantamount to a freaking small island, which, it declarates a show of force with intent to escalate if things don't, per se, go the way that this devil wants it to go. So what's going to happen? That's just going to cause more problems. But the Lord is going to drive the army off. And it says here, with his face towards the east sea, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea. The utmost sea, behind him, meaning the Red Sea, and then the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, which if you do any research and you look into it, that was once upon a time, that was one whole body of water. But that's where the Lord gonna have this devil at. And it says, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up. Meaning, you already know this pretty much means we're gonna say defeat. We ain't gonna say the other D word, DEATH. But then we're gonna say this means defeat. Meaning he gonna go over there and get mollywopped, because them Persians over there that he going to F with, they're a military state. They've always been that. They've always been ready to throw hands with whoever on that tomfoolery. And guess what? They ready to throw hands with Babylon. And the Lord gonna allow it. Let's continue. Let's go to Obadiah, verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. So it's getting to a point to where these other nations are going to drive Esau out of his own land. Oh, that slipped. Oh, well, let's continue. And it says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there is none understanding in him. So at some point, this devil's allies are going to turn against him and help chase him from his land, meaning they're going to help bring him down. They're going to promise peace. They're going to be like, oh yeah, we good. You know, let's do this and do this. But they're going to be plotting to destroy this devil. They're going to deceive him, and then they're going to come against him. The supposed trusted friends of this devil, these other allied nations, quote unquote, at some point they're going to start setting traps for this devil, and he ain't going to know nothing about it. That's why it says, again, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there is none understanding in them. Meaning this devil ain't going to know what these other nations is doing or what they talking about because of this debacle, tomfoolery he got going on. But let's continue. Let's go to Habakkuk, chapter 2. See, this devil's covetousness is gonna get him jacked up, big time. Anyways, we're gonna start at verse 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. It says, look at the proud. The proud man trusted himself all day. And who was the most prideful man on earth? Edom, Esau. He trusts in his own pride, but his ways and his life is crooked. It's over. It ain't upright. He don't do nothing right. But of course, you know, when it comes down to the just, to the righteous, the just and the righteous are going to live by faith. But let's continue. It said, yea, also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Where is he going right now? Where did he go recently before where he going right now? He went into Venezuela, not staying at home. Now guess what? You're going over there to Tehran or Iran. This devil don't keep at home. It says, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So this devil, he enlargeth his desire as hell. He enlarges his desire as the grave. People die every day. The grave is never ever satisfied, never ever full. So this devil, his covetousness, his greed, it's another word that I'm thinking of that I can't speak it. I can't grasp it. But I'm gonna just stop at the word greed. This devil, his greed, he has an unsatiable appetite. He cannot be satiated. He cannot be satisfied. But he wants to gather unto himself all nations and heapeth unto himself all people, meaning he wants everybody to be under his umbrella, under his power structure, under his control, and under his authority. Salakia, but that's a bitch nigga move. That's some bitch nigga shit. I'm sorry. Salakia for saying it that way, but it is what it is. That is some whole ass sugar honey iced tea. People got their own ways of living. People got their own minds. People got their own they own patterns of how they move. But this devil want to control everything and want everybody to go the way he want. That's why it says again, he gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. He want to control everybody. But at some point, verse 6, shall not these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his? How long and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay? So at some point, these other nations that he keep gathering unto himself, that he keep, we'll say, pigeonholing, keep causing them to fall short, At some point, they're going to take up a parable against this devil and start to taunt this devil and start to mock this devil and start to come against him and be like, hey, man, you just can't be satisfied, can you? You just going to keep increasing in things that don't belong to you, huh? You just got to keep going and taking and touching stuff. You just can't mind your business. That's what's going to keep happening. Woe to him who ladeth himself up with thick clay, debt. That's all this devil does. He's lading himself with thick clay, that debt. And guess what? He's so deep in debt with Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, and the Lord going to come collect. He ain't finna keep going, letting this happen. The Lord going to collect at some point. He going to collect and Esau going to pay. And he ain't going to like the payment or the process of the payment. But let's continue. Verse 7, it says, shall not they rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. So it's going to get to a point to where those debtors that this devil owes, should I say the debtor, which is Yahweh the Heavenly Father, they're going to take action. They're going to come against this devil. They're going to turn on this devil and take what this devil got. This devil is going to be for booty. This devil is going to be treasures for these other nations as well. And this devil is going to be helpless to stop it. Let's continue. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And it's weird because the times we living in, I see a lot of people like to play stupid games, but don't nobody want to win the stupid prize. Or prizes. But let's continue. Verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. So this devil has spoiled many nations. He has taken much. He has coveted much that did not belong to him. So guess what? You reap what you sow. How you going to take the wind into your bosom and your house don't be destroyed? Just roughly paraphrasing. I think that's Proverbs. You're going to inherit the wind into your house and your house is not be destroyed. You're going to take fire into your bosom and not be burned. It don't work like that. Fire burns. And if it touch you, or for too long, what happens? You either going to burn or you going to get set on fire. Let's just imagine a powerful whirlwind that comes in. Let's say a powerful whirlwind blows into a house. You think that house going to stand? The house is going to blow apart. That's how this devil is. He think that he could take these things in and nothing happen. Continuing, it says, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land and the city, Salaki, and of all Salaki that dwell therein. So this devil has spilled much blood. So now guess what? That's going to come back. Because this devil has committed murder throughout the four corners of the earth. And guess what? At some point, all his cities and towns and places gonna be filled with what? Violence. Continuing. Woe to him that coveteth with an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So guess what? Sorrow and destruction waits for those who have an evil covetousness. They take things, they build houses that don't belong to them. They take or they build themselves up with ill-gotten gain. This devil has done that. It's continuing to do that. This devil thinks because of his security and his wealth that he's going to be protected from, we're going to say, said perils. But guess what? That's not going to happen. He believes he's out of the reach of danger. Nah, he not. The Lord finna make sure that I saw while Adawam fall short. Because it's thus saith the Lord. It is spoken in the scriptures. Let's continue. Verse 10. It says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. So this devil has consulted shame into his own house because he's cut off many people. And you know what cutting off many people is. He's helped a lot of people around the four corners of the earth finish with all they living. He has shed the blood. He has sinned against his own soul. So guess what? He's going to forfeit his own So he's going to relinquish everything that he's ever had. Let's continue. Let's go to Micah chapter 2. It says again, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. So again, we know what woe means. What level? Woe is destruction. Woe is judgment. And that awaits for this devil because he works evil upon his bed. He laying in his bed, probably awake at night or whatever, coming up with some kind of wickedness. And then when he wakes up in the morning, he rises up and he carries out his plan because he has the power to do so. Well, guess what? That's going to get this devil destroyed. Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so that they oppress a man and his house, even the man and his heritage. So when this devil wants something, he wants some kind of resources, some kind of land, he finds a way to take it. Covetousness. When he wants someone's house or someone whatever, he finds a way to take it through fraud, through lies, through all kind of manifold wickedness. This devil cheats a man out of his own household. This devil will cheat a man out of his own land. Steal a man's inheritance. Steal a man's family from him. That's what this devil does. Why? Because of covetousness. Thinking and feeling you just got to have everything. Mother Hubbard, who in the flying flip phone do you think you is? This devil, but this nigga is prideful. Aggravatingly prideful. Let's continue. Joel 3. Because it's getting to a point. Old President Babylon, this brigandine, going over there in the east. Well, guess what? Didn't the Lord say he was going to gather the nations over there in the valley of Jehoshaphat? Joel chapter 2, verse 3. Nope. Verse 2. It says, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So the Lord is going to gather all the nations. He's going to gather all the nations. All the other heathen nations, because, again, it's culminating into one big, giant war. And when that is happening, who you think finna slide through and show up? Yahushua with the heavenly host. So the Lord is going to gather these nations into the valley of Jehoshaphat, in the valley of decision, the Lord's seat of judgment. And he's going to plead with them there. I mean, he's going to judge them. The Lord is going to destroy them. Because for the heritage Israel, his people, they parted the people and the land. The Lord gonna be like, I got to touch you for that. I got to touch you. I got to come put some hands on you because you ain't chilling. Let's continue. Let's jump down to verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. So proclaim this among the Gentiles, proclaim this among the heathens, these other nations. Prepare for war. Real quick. Hold on, let me check. Okay, yeah, there we go. This is Jeremiah 50 and 22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. So a sound of battle is in the land. So this is why we see all these scrimmages, wars and rumors of wars, because the Lord said that this would happen. Yahushua himself said that when he was here, that this thing was going to happen. Esdras was told this same thing. And here we go again, back in the reincarnation. And guess what? We are being told this same thing again. So it's going to happen. Now let's go back to Joel. Verse 9. So yet again, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Meaning, say to these other nations, these Gentile nations, get ready to fight. Get ready for war. Call out your best warriors, call out your best superior officers, call everything. Let your army be ready and prepared in advance to attack. That's what's finna happen. That's what's going on. Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. So, get your weapons ready. Arm up. Squad up, as the terminology would go back in the day. Well, yeah, back in the day. Squad up. Get ready. Get everything put in place. Start recruiting. Get your army up. Get your warriors ready, because that's what's happening. And we're living in those times. That's what's happening. Verse 11, assemble yourselves together and come up, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. So, you know, other nations, y'all need to quickly get y'all stuff together. Everywhere, everybody, gather up. Get together in the valley. What? The valley of Jehoshaphat. So while y'all fighting, who finna slide through? Who finna show up? Yahweh Shai. And the Lord going and them the Lord's mighty angels. His warriors. And ain't not a damn, we're gonna say, human contraption or human strategy gonna win. Just like when it says in Revelations, the devil and his angels fought against the Lord and his angels and prevailed not, meaning they lost. That's what's finna happen. We getting to that point. It's coming to that point. Let's continue. Verse 12, it says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So let the heathen come up. Let them be awakened. Let them be ready. Because the Lord finna gather them over there and bust them up. He finna bust these other nations up. That's the valley of Jehoshaphat. The Lord gonna judge right over there. And who gonna be judging? Yahweh Shai. He gonna bring the judgment. Because all judgment is given into his hands. The Heavenly Father, Yahweh, he ain't finna get off the throne. He gonna be like, Yahweh Shai, you do it. And Yahweh Shai finna come through and wreck shop. He finna turn niggas into dust and smell of smoke. That's all he finna do. So get ready, because it's gonna happen. The Lord's gonna pronounce judgment on all these nations. Now, is all these nations are going to be totally and utterly destroyed and wiped out? No, but one will be, though. One. The nation of Adawam. They're going to be kaput. After about 1,000 years of servitude. Okay, we don't need you no more. Goodbye. See you later. Just like Esau do Jake on these jobs. Jake do all this good work and then, okay, goodbye. We don't need you anymore. Same thing gonna happen to this devil. You reap what you sow. You get out what you put in. Let's continue. Wait. I got one more. This is multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decisions. Decision, Salakia. So it is what it is. A lot of bloodshed. Finna be a lot of people finishing with all they living. Because the Lord finna make sure. Let's continue. Okay, well, that was it. My last one was Jeremiah 50, but I hit that as a precept. So yeah, we see this happening, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna get worse. It ain't finna get better. And with that, Shalom.